My stepdad had just beaten my disabled sister for missing rent. Mom stood there screaming, "Pay OR, get out." I was 17, broke, terrified, and holding my sister as she cried. That night, I swore I'd never let them hurt her again. Years later, I came back. Not for revenge, for justice. And they never saw it coming. I still remember the sound of the plate shattering. It wasn't the first time something broke in that house, but that night, it wasn't glass. It was us. Mom was standing in the kitchen, screaming about rent money. My stepdad, Greg, was drunk again, and my older sister, Anna, was crying. Anna was disabled. She'd been in an accident years ago and had trouble walking without braces. She couldn't hold a job, not for long. The government check barely covered food. That night, she was 3 days late on rent. 3 days, and Greg lost it. He hit her so hard she fell against the counter, the sound echoing through the house like thunder. "You useless leech," he yelled. "You think you can live here for free?" I ran to her, grabbed her hand, tried to pull her away, but Mom stopped me. "Don't interfere," she hissed. "If she can't pay, she needs to learn." Those words burned into me. Pay or get out. So we left. It was pouring rain that night. I had $47 in my backpack and 1 blanket. We walked 2 miles to the bus stop, soaked and shaking. Anna kept apologizing the entire way. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "You shouldn't have to see that." But I wasn't thinking about the bruises. I was thinking about how helpless I felt, standing in that house, watching them break her again and again. That night, I promised myself, this ends here. I'll make sure we never go back. The next few years were brutal. We lived in shelters, cheap motels, and friends' couches. I worked in a diner after school, then a factory on weekends. I took care of Anna, her meds, her food, her appointments. She used to say, "You're more of a mother than she ever was." It hurt, but she wasn't wrong. I saved every penny. By 23, I'd managed to rent a tiny apartment and start a small cleaning business. 1 client turned into 3, then 10. By 26, I had a van, 2 employees, and a company name, Clean Break Services. That name meant something to me. It was exactly what I'd done, broken clean from the filth of my past. Funny thing about hard work, people notice. One of my clients was a real estate developer who liked my dedication. He offered to invest in my business. 2 years later, I wasn't scrubbing floors anymore. I was managing contracts, payroll, and a team of 30. We cleaned office buildings, schools, even city halls. Anna got better too. She found an art therapy program and began selling her paintings. For the first time, we had peace until Mom called. It had been 8 years since we left. When my phone rang, I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "Sweetheart," Mom said softly, "I know it's been a while. We've had a hard time lately." I could hear Greg in the background, coughing, angry, slurring. She went on, "The house is in foreclosure. We need a place to stay. Just for a few weeks." For a moment, I said nothing. Then I asked, "Do you remember what you told us that night?" She paused. "What? Pay or get out?" Silence. Then she started crying. "Please, you don't understand. Greg's sick." I didn't need to understand. I'd already decided. "I understand perfectly," I said. "You made your choice. Now live with it." And I hung up. A month later, one of my clients, the same developer, mentioned a rental property needing cleanup. It was in my old neighborhood. When I saw the address, my hands froze. It was their house, the same walls where we cried, the same kitchen where Anna bled. Greg had lost it to debt, The bank repossessed it, and now I owned the contract to clean it out. I told no one. I just went. When I opened the door, I almost laughed. Empty bottles, cigarette burns, holes in the walls. The house reeked of everything we'd escaped. Anna stood beside me, holding a trash bag. She looked around quietly, then said, "Guess we finally got to clean it after all." 3 weeks later, I ran into Mom at a grocery store. She looked old, worn, broken, small. "I heard you bought the house," she said. "Is that true?" I nodded. "We're homeless now. Greg's in a care home. I can't afford anything." She looked at me with teary eyes, expecting mercy. And maybe, once upon a time, she would have had it. But not anymore. "You can apply for the rental program," I said. "It's managed by Clean Break Services." She blinked. "That's your company, isn't it?" I smiled. "Yes, it is, so you know the rules. PE, or get out." Her face dropped. Greg passed away 2 years later. Mom moved in with distant relatives. I never heard from her again. Anna and I still live together. Different house, different life. We have dinner every Thanksgiving, just us two. Every now and then she'll say, "Do you ever think about them?" And I'll answer, "Only when I want to remind myself how far we've come." Because sometimes the best revenge isn't payback. It's peace earned through pain, built with your own hands. And every time someone says you're strong, I remember the night I became it. And for once, I didn't feel guilt, just peace.